I know I'm going to hell. Yeah, get out of here. We wound up spending the entire day hanging out. Everyone looked reluctant to leave, but they do need to get home before it gets dark. Cannon is taking a nap in her room right now. All the socializing probably wore her out. Now that I'm alone, I can't help but feel a bit gloomy. Then I notice there's a note on the table. I finished cleaning house. I also got dinner prepped. Jeez. Lately, Fuuka's has taken to leaving notes around the house. While we were all in Cannon's room, she probably went out of her room and did some housework. Jesus. I appreciate it, but I also feel bad that things are still like this. Maybe you should do something about it, bitch.
Fuuka, ちょっといいか?
Fuuka opens her door a crack. The room is dimly lit, and I can barely see her face, which for some reason makes me feel very frustrated.
今日は悪かったな。ああ、お前も。
You should also have joined us, is what I wanted to say, but I bite my tongue. I'm scared of being rejected. I think it's this one. It's the I wish I could see more of you, right? Yes.
あのさ。
I want to see you more. I want to tell her that, but I can't. But I'm dying to see Fuuka. What is this feeling? She's my little sister. I've seen her every day my entire life, and I miss seeing her face. Maybe I'm just exhausted.
まあ、今日だってみんな。
In the end, that's how it comes out, instead of what I wanted to say. But I think I wanted to see Fuuka more than anyone else. I find myself staring at that sliver of Fuuka's face that's visible in the door crack.
What?
But seeing Fuuka was a bit of a relief. That sassy, awkward way she was acting was very authentic.
ほんの数日前までは。
Now it feels like those days are ancient history.
大丈夫だ。
So I need to hold on just a bit longer. We'll all work together and get through this.
Fuuka?
I've seen this scene before. Fuuka is just within my reach. But for some reason I can't reach out to her. Unlike last time, I couldn't reach her, even if I tried.
Fuuka!
I tried to call out to her, but I can't. I feel like I'm drowning. Fuuka watches me being desperate, but she doesn't seem to feel anything. I want her to come to me, but maybe my wish isn't reaching her.
Fuuka?
Fuuka disappears.
Ah!
I open my eyes, and I see the familiar roof of my bedroom. It was a creepy dream about Fuuka disappearing. My body is drenched in sweat. It was just a dream. I know it was a dream, but the unease in my heart won't go away.
大丈夫だよな。
I leave my room to nervously stumble to Fuuka's door. I should knock, then Fuuka will come out to see me. But I can't do it. For starters, she's probably still asleep. If I wake her in the middle of the night, she might think it's an emergency. I'm sure I'm just being insecure. I've been through so much the past week that it's taking its toll on my mental health. So I turn to go back to my own room. The next morning, I wake up feeling like crap. I'm unsure of what was a dream and what actually happened last night. I walk over to Fuuka's door and hesitate knocking. Then, I sigh in relief at the sound of her voice. So I really did have a nightmare last night. I hate it that it made Fuuka scared too.
いや、ちょっと嫌な。かもな。なんだよ。変なお兄ちゃん。ああ。
Hearing Fuuka's voice really is soothing. There's still something I need to do for both Fuuka and Cannon. The gang came over again today and hung out in Cannon's room. There's one thing that concerned us. Yuno didn't come over today. Yesterday she'd promised she'd come back.
案外お前に会いたくなくて
そうだったらいいんだけど。よ、よくねえよ。お邪魔しました。 野ちゃん。
厳密に決めた集まりじゃないから。
今の状況を考えると。
確かにな。
はい、若月。
おばさん、こんにちは。
ああ。
どうにか。今日うちに来るって言ってたのに来なかった。
そう。
Something's up. If she really did think her daughter had wandered off somewhere in these circumstances, she'd be worried sick.
もしかして今日。
ごめんね。今ちょっと手がは。
ちょっと。
How
随分慌
suspicious.
てた様子だったね。あんな態度を取
I
るなんて
wonder
普
what.
通じゃ。
Feeling a sense of foreboding, I quickly check in with everyone else who knows Yuno.
ダメだ。
ユノさん、もしかしたらどこかに出かけ。
そうだな。
I can't just sit here. I have to go look for her. Do you really?
お兄ちゃん。
Fuuka, perhaps noticing my antsy behavior, peeks her head out the door.
フーカ、ごめんな。ちょっとで。
今から？
ああ、ユノとレ。もしかしたら外で助けを待ってるかもしれない。
分かった。近所を一通り回っ。
一体どこに行った？
新人類がうろついていないのがせめてもの救い。
もう少し遠くまで足を。
I wind up all the way at the rations distribution
あ
point.
いつが来る可能性のある。
いないみたい。
ユノの分は俺と誠でもらってるし。
ほら。
She seems to be busy again today with Raytown briefings.
聞いて。
Kira might know something, so I take a chance and ask.
アキラさん、ちょっと。
あれ？どうしたのです？
はい。その。
若月ユノさんですね。そうですか。
ちょっと待ってください。
Was she attacked by Neoman? I start to fantasize the
落
worst.
ち着いて聞いてください。
It's just as I feared. My vision starts to
今
blur.
朝ご両親からその結果。
ユノが。
How and when did this happen? I completely didn't notice.
それじゃあユノは。
治療法が見。
I have yet to hear of anyone being taken away by Raytown and later released. I already knew Akira would say that.
そう。
So yesterday was my last time ever seeing Yuno? I thought things would go back to normal any day now, but that slight flame of hope has just been extinguished. My brain conjures up images of all the Neomen I've fought so far. Visually terrifying, and their screams make your hair stand on end. No, I don't want to see Yuno become like that. Too fucking bad, dude. It's gonna happen.
治療法はきっと見つかります。
As I wander off on limp legs, Akira's voice faintly reaches my ear, but it does nothing to liven my gait. Is there really nothing I can do to save Yuno? Might things have turned out differently if I'd noticed sooner?
お気を確かに。元気だし。そうだよ。
おい。
I suddenly realize I'm back at my house. I don't even remember walking here. My shoulders are being shaken. I look up and my eyes meet with Makoto's.
誠か。
I look to his side. Satsuki and Natsume are with him. I thought they all went home.
フーカちゃんに聞いたんだよ。
今からみんなで探しに行く。
そうだったのか。
たく。で、ユノちゃんは。
見つけられなかった。
いや、
じゃあ。
それは。ユノは。
マジかよ。
Everyone clams up in shock. I don't blame them. Everyone else is probably like me. They were probably hoping life would go back to normal any day.
くそ。あいつら。
待って。どこへ行く？
決まってるだろ。
それは懸命な。
でも。
俺だってそうしたいよ。
仮に連れ戻しても。
Satsuki's tone seems heartless at first, but her lips are so tightly drawn that they're white. This must be hard on her. She's always taken care of Yuno. I know what everyone is thinking, but is too scared to say. We might never see Yuno again.
意志あるところに道は開ける。
Everyone looks up at Satsuki.
状況は悪くなる一方。ここで一度道を間違えない。
Usually Satsuki stays quiet, but in times like this, she easily takes the leadership role. She has a strength to her that makes me want to trust and follow her.
俺も。
さあな。ちょっと。
じゃあカノンとフーカにも声をかけて。
失礼します。
カノン。へい。
はい。
After some tea and a few minutes to let everything sink in, we all seem to have calmed
ユノの
down.
こと聞いたよ。ユノだって私たちと再会で。はい。
じゃあ作戦。
それが。
はあ。
ユノのことでも
風からしくない。
Everyone's stares pierce through me. They're right. Fuuka is acting strange. I already know that.
あのよ。
な。
I have a feeling I already know what he's going to say.
そんなに部屋から出風花ちゃんもさ。
No one argues. Everyone was probably already thinking it in the back of their
お前
minds.
妹。
そんなことはないよ。
As her brother and as her guardian, I don't even want to entertain that possibility.
そうだよ。そうだからもうやめよう。
って冗談だよ冗談。
そう。
それに。
近くにいるだけで感染するというなら、実は。
え？
相談を受けていた。ユノはいず言えるわけがない。言えば
She's right. None of us want to see our friends taken away by Raytom. Once was enough. But that aside, what would have been the right thing to do? Jesus, it took me a while to say that.
世間体を気にして彼女を
マジかよ。
それを打ち明けられ、だから閉鎖された学校で。
私も。
ええ。それに私もい。
そんなことが。
That's right. The first time I met them both at the ration station, I thought it was strange that they were both there getting rations in spite of the danger. And if neither of them were living at home, their only choice would be to get their own
今
rations.
朝ユノの様子を先にここに来ていると思っていたけど違った。
I can see that. Yuno does get lonely easily, and I don't blame her. If I were away from Fuuka and Cannon for days, I'd miss them.
それで。
おそらく
Can't even imagine the grief Yuno must have felt when she learned her family betrayed
ユ
her.
ノちゃんがそんな状。
ユノ。
Everyone falls
これ
silent,
からのことを。
but no one chimes in. In the end, no one comes up with a good idea before we part ways for the day. Everyone is just too shaken over Yuno to think straight. But what's even scarier is, we're starting to fear each other a little. At first we were all sympathetic of Yuno, but that sympathy quickly turned into fear. Maybe Satsuki's also infected, which means Fuuka, Cannon, and Natsume also. Everyone's eyes fill with more and more distrust, and I can't stand it. Why did this have to happen? Fuuka hasn't been out of her room today, probably because we were hanging out in the living room. Not hearing her voice all day has definitely made me worried.
フーカ、ちょっといいか。
I refuse to believe that Fuuka is infected, so I want to see her again to be
フ
reassured.
ーカ。
I just wanted reassurance, but Fuuka isn't letting me see her. Even as my mouth says this, the rest of my body starts to feel dreadful doubt all over. I'm afraid Fuuka has the virus. What if I lose Yuno and Fuuka? How can I cope?
おう。
今日は来なかったから気にな。
いや今日は
そうか。じゃあ仕方ないな。
お前もな。
ああ、夏目。
そうですか。
Our usual gathering has lost attendees every day, until it's now just me and Natsume,
夏希先輩は昨日。
そうだな。
because she might be infected. But it's more than that, everyone also thinks Fuuka is infected. That's why they don't visit anymore. No one wants to catch the virus. I can't blame them. Even Natsume is probably scared of Fuuka deep down. I can tell by the dark look in her eyes.
カノンせ
ああ、今日は。
大丈夫です。
Natsume stammers, almost running out of the front door. I don't feel like she was faking sympathy, but she sure did get out of here quickly. The instant I become alone, a pitiful anger boils up inside of me. They all said they trust Fuuka, but they all clearly think she's lying.
友達だと思ってたのに。
I'm so angry that I kick the garbage can.
どうした？
ごめん。
You know what's wrong, goddammit.
そんな風に苛立つなんて。 そんなわけないじゃない。
ああ、
Which means I'm in the clear. I should stop with my paranoid
とりあえ
theories.
ず
そうだね。そっか。
ああ、
But her voice sounds sad. I'm sure our friends visiting is the highlight of her
さ
day.
っき
いや
Canon and Fuuka are the only ones left to me now. I need to make sure they're safe at least. That's all I need. We'll be okay. We have D4U, so I'll be able to keep both of them safe.
おい
I look up at Canon. Her face is pale blue.
し
Canon covers her eyes with her hands. Her face is terrified like she's seeing something horrific. I have a bad feeling about
ま
this.
さか
I timidly look at Cannon's hands. And there I see it. Markings from infection. Cannon's white, doll-like hands are faintly changing.
疑われてるのは知ってたよ。
落ち着くんだカノン。
これはウイルスだ。
There's no mistaking it. Cannon is changing the same way those infected by the virus changed. The markings will spread all over her body until Cannon eventually... No, I don't even want to think about it.
不安だった。でもずっと
カノン落ち着け。い
大丈夫って。私はもうすぐ。
や
Please stop talking like that.
カノン、俺それまでここにいればいいんだ。俺はお前を。
そんなのダメだよ。
She's right. There's Fuuka to consider, but I definitely don't want Cannon to be taken away. What should I do?
少し
I can't save Cannon's life with cliché consolations. I've run out of things to say to her anyway. I'll give Cannon some space. It's now that I realize it's getting dark. Unable to stand it anymore, I run outside and wander aimlessly around the neighborhood. When I look up, I see Adagio. The once cheerful little cafe is now dark and
つい
quiet.
この間
Feels like it happened ages ago. Those innocent days feel like a faded dream. I keep wishing this could be a nightmare that I could wake up from. I haven't seen Cannon or Fuuka smile genuinely for so long.
そうだ
Fuuka still doesn't know about Cannon's infection. Now that I know Cannon is infected, it's not a good idea to leave Fuuka alone with her. I can't run away from reality. I need to protect Fuuka as her brother. I don't know if I should take her away with me, but at the very least, I need to get back home to her. As soon as I get home, I run straight to Fuuka's door.
フーカちょっといいか。
どうしたの？
Fuuka opens her door a crack.
話があるんだ。
I can tell she's uncomfortable, but I can't let that make me hesitate.
それより何かあったの？
そのことで話があるんだ。
どうしたの？
Irritated, impatient, and ashamed, I try to burst into her
やめ
room.
てよ。
I ram myself against Fuuka's
お
door.
前が開けてくれないって言うなら無理やりに。
やめてよ。
I barge into Fuuka's room. In breaking through Fuuka's door, I'd pushed her onto the floor.
すまん。
Fuuka's clearly freaked out. Dying to see Fuuka again after all this time, my eyes dart down to her. And what I see shocks me. Fuuka's skirt has been flipped up from the fall. Her thighs are exposed. And on her thighs, signs of infection are spreading. She frantically tries to cover herself, but the ugly markings of the virus have spread so far on her body that she can't possibly cover them all. Her symptoms have progressed further than Cannon's, that much is clear.
フーカ
So both Cannon and Fuuka were infected. This hellish reality makes me almost go blind. Fuuka's illness has progressed quite a bit, so it's pretty clear Cannon caught the virus from Fuuka. If only I had noticed sooner, I could have at least warned Cannon. I feel so bitter that everything starts to spin.
お兄ちゃん。
どうしてこんなこと。何があったんだ。
Fuuka slowly and quietly begins to tell me everything she's kept secret.
お兄ちゃんのバカ。
It happened at the end of October. Yes, it was the day that Fuuka got so lonely she ran away from home.
ああ、僕ない？
Fuuka stops by the park on the way home. Fuuka didn't realize it at the time, but she was attacked by infected people. Adrenaline took over and she managed to fight them off and get away. There's a faint scratch on her ankle from where she was attacked. Fuuka probably didn't realize it at the time, but that little scratch would cause her to catch the virus. That's when I found her, wandering aimlessly at the park. After Fuuka tells me everything that happened to her, I leave her room and flop down on the living room sofa. I'm stunned. Fuuka ran out that night because of me. She was lonely because I was giving Cannon so much attention. I can't blame Fuuka for acting like that. Because of that, she got infected. Then Cannon. I thought everything I was doing was what's best for Fuuka and Cannon, but in the end I couldn't protect either of them. After a while I returned to my senses and noticed something on the table. It's a note written on cute paper. When I look at the delicate handwriting, I can tell it's Cannon's. All it says is, "I'm going home." I look in Cannon's room. She's gone. She might have run away when I was out wandering the streets earlier. Filled with the fear of losing Cannon, I run out of her room. That house is exactly as it was left many years ago, abandoned, and Cannon still has the key. She must have gone there. Cannon still doesn't know about Fuuka's condition. She probably left home to avoid infecting her. She probably wanted to spend her last moments of life in a place with happy childhood memories. Fuuka begs, clinging on to me. She looks very frail. That's right. She's the only family I've got. It doesn't matter that she's infected. I need to take care of her. Fuuka closes her mouth for a while. Then she finally musters up her courage and speaks. I fucking love that line. I know I'm going to hell. Oh god. Well, glad you've come to terms with it, Fuuka. Fuuka's voice is so faint I can hardly hear it. I had no idea that Fuuka had been struggling with this for so long. I keep being reminded of what a horrible brother I am. I finally leave Fuuka to cry alone in her room, and I go back to my own room. I flop onto my bed, flashbacks of all the horrible things coming back to me in a tired blur. Yeah, too many horrible things happened today. When Fuuka told me she was in love with me, I was strangely not surprised. It's then that I realized the truth. I've loved Fuuka as just an ordinary girl all this time too. Ever since we were little. I remember how Fuuka used to smile. Above all else, above everyone else, Fuuka was always most important. I'm sure I knew this deep down for a while, but those feelings were wrong. I thought Fuuka looked up to me as a brother. I couldn't let her down by trying to be anything else, so I shut my feelings out. Everyone sees us as the perfect brother-sister team. I couldn't let our relationship be destroyed. So Fuuka thought that I had feelings for Cannon all this time. I do care about Cannon a lot, but oddly enough, she's the one who feels like a sister to me. but maybe I subconsciously tried to be more romantic with Canon to chase away my true feelings for Fuuka. And if that's the case, I'm horrible for leading Canon on, and for hurting Fuuka. Everything I've done is the exact opposite of what I should have done. I really am pathetic. But even so, should I honestly answer Fuuka now that she's told me the truth? Yes, I don't feel like that's right. Well, you're wrong. Even if we're not blood related, we were still raised as brother and sister, and we're now the only family we've got. I can't just destroy that now after everything. What about Fuuka's hurt feelings? And my feelings for that matter, whatever they are. As these thoughts race through my brain, I fall asleep. Yes, because when I'm feeling conflicted, I think, you know what? Sleep time. The next day, I wake up with a new resolve. I lost Canon, my friends, and everything else precious to me. There's only one thing left now. It's Fuuka. I will stay by her side, protecting her until the end. That's the only thing I can do now.